think today's post-match analysis is going to be shorter than CSK's batting. Hello everyone, this is Kabir Aditya and welcome back to my channel for a new post-match analysis. Chennai Super Kings versus Kolkata Knight Riders. A lot was riding in today's game. Home game at Chapak, CSK. But the main thing was that Ruturaj Gaikwad had been injured, hairline fracture on his elbow, and had been sidelined for the rest of the IPL. So Thala, MS Dhoni, was going to lead the team. MS Dhoni, CSK and Chapak. Whole different ball game altogether. First we're going to go over the predictions, then we go over the post-match analysis regarding the toss, the pitch, the team selection, the key battles, and the turning point, and finally the man of the match, who I think it is. Then we'll conclude the video and do a preview of tomorrow's games, we'll discuss it later. Let's begin with the predictions. We're all pretty much the Thala Sons, especially Thala Sons, had a lot of expectations with CSK that they'll make a roaring comeback and announce their arrival, stamp their authority, not have 3 losses in a row at home. Chapak's pitch is usually very sluggish and I'd expected a score around 180, max 190, that would have been above par. My prediction was CSK would win. Now let's get down to the post-match analysis. The toss. Everybody would have wanted to bat first because CSK doesn't like chasing, the opposite team would want them to chase. But guess what happened? Kolkata won the toss and elected to field first. I didn't understand that. It was a pretty bizarre decision because Dhoni is very good at defending. The pitch, it was a black soil pitch, the same pitch that was used against Mumbai Indians at Chapak. CSK had won that only game in this IPL. The thing about the pitch is, I had talked about this against RCB as well. You might make a rank turner or a grassy, spicy wicket for your bowlers, but you also have to bat. You have to be amazing to be able to play that pitch as well. The opposite team would also have bowlers according to the pitch as well. They would select the team that way. So sometimes you can fall under your own trap. The team selection. It was very interesting to see who would replace Ruturaj Gaikwad because he was pretty much the core of the batting. A lot was relying on him. He got replaced by Rahul Tripathi. Anshul Kamboj finally got a game. He had done very well for Mumbai Indians. On the Kolkata side, obviously Moeen Ali was going to play for Spencer Johnson. Extra spinner, can bat as well, longer batting lineup. Now that CSK had to bat first, let's get on to the battles their batsmen would face against KKR bowlers. Moeen Ali knows the pitch well. He's played for CSK before as well. He's an off spinner, so he probably will be very handy against the lefties. And that is how he trapped Conway, dismissed him, and he also squeezed a lot of runs. Rachin wasn't very comfortable either against him. One thing I also wanted to see was because Rachin comes as an opening batsman and Webb Arora bowls in the power play in his first 2 overs. So I thought that would have been a very, very interesting battle. I think Rachin was very cautious against him. He purposely didn't want to attack him to not give away his wicket because so far what we've seen is Rachin hasn't even crossed the power play many times. He plays spin really well, but he hasn't been able to cross the power play where spinners will be introduced. And eventually when he saw that Webb Arora was changed to Harshit Rana, he tried attacking it, tried to score runs and right away got out. I don't blame him because the CSK batting lineup is very, very thin. It's pretty much was dependent on Rachin and Gaikwad and a little bit of Dubey, but Gaikwad was gone, so a lot more responsibility had come on Rachin, so I don't blame him for the cautious start. But in T20s, you can't be too cautious. Bowlers are very, very innovative nowadays as well. The whole game of T20 changes very rapidly. I think Shivam Dubey, the spin basher, official spin basher for Chennai against the spin attack of Kolkata. Narayan and Varun especially. Moeen had pretty much bowled his overs. He had like 1 over left. And because the wickets kept falling, they couldn't play spin. Rahul Tripathi looked like fish out of the water. Vijay Shankar tried, but again, he's just not that quality of a player who can turn the game around. A lot of responsibility fell on Dubey, so he could not play his usual aggressive game. He had to make sure he played until the last ball because right after Dubey, what you see is you have a very thin batting lineup of Jadeja, Ashwin and Dhoni. And I think even if Dubey wanted to be aggressive, the spinners were smart enough to not feed him properly. They bowled outside his arc. Again, the way they bowled to Rajat Patidar last game, that's how they bowled to Shivam Dubey. They kept the ball outside his arc, swinging bat. Outside off stump, basically full, so you can't really swing the bat and hit it straight. You really have to either be very powerful or, because it's a sluggish wicket, there's a lot of spin going on, especially for like someone like Varun Chakrabarti. So if you try to play a cross-batted shot, you can easily get a top edge. So Dubey had to be very careful with that. Then Dhoni finally came. I think he should have come up the order. I don't think it made sense to bring Huda. He hadn't had any match practice. He wasn't in form. He wasn't in form in domestic. It didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. That was a very panic move. Even if Dhoni cannot play that many overs because of, his knees don't support him. You could have come up for that 4-5 overs in the middle and left it for Dubey. You could have pushed that momentum. You could have changed the momentum. Just T20 is all about few deliveries. It's not even about overs. It's just about few deliveries. If Dhoni came with an aggressive intent for just 1 or 2 overs, the game would have been completely different. He could have taken the game heads on. He could have nullified the spinners. He plays spinners well. Even though he has a bad record against Narayan and Varun, he could have been braver. He could have been more aggressive just for the brief span of 2 overs. Jadeja and Ashwin could have handled it on the other end, and Dubey would have gotten that momentum. This is not what I expected from Dhoni's captaincy. He definitely should have batted up the order. I don't blame him that in the rest of the games when he's chasing, the top order fails and there's too much left for Dhoni to do. That makes sense. I don't blame him for that. But today, sending Huda as an impact player clearly was not the right choice. It's not like you were sending someone like Sam Curran, who's still an international player, or a specialist batsman. I mean, Deepak Hooda is just a bits and pieces player, so I don't know what they were thinking. If today's score was about 130, 140, the game would have been completely different. The way KKR went to bat out was they were only looking to improve their net run rate. That's it. They knew it's an easy win. But when it was 130, 140, they would have made sure that they win first and not think about their net run rate. And that would have kind of been very difficult because CSK has the potent spinners. These were the key battles that I thought CSK batters would have, but they completely just gave up very, very easily. It's like they came up with that defeated mindset already. Shoulders down, no body language, nothing. And what's there to discuss about KKR's innings? I mean, if there was an equal game, what the battles that I wanted to see was Khalil Ahmed against Narayan and Quinton de Kock, because Khalil has been amazing in power play. The one positive for Chennai. I want to point out one thing here is whatever decisions Gautam Gambhir has taken as an Indian coach for the Indian cricket team, he was criticized at that time, but it makes sense right now. If you look closely, why was Ashwin ignored and Washington Sundar preferred in the India vs New Zealand Test series and even in Australia? You can clearly see it now. Ashwin is not Ashwin anymore. I mean, even in Chapak, he's going at a run rate of about 9 or 10. That's pathetic bowling. Washington Sundar hasn't bowled this season in IPL, but he clearly looked much better. He's pretty much the future who can bat pretty decent as well. And he gives that left-hand, right-hand combination in the batting order. So that was one decision Gambhir backed. If you look at KL Rahul, it was preferred over Rishabh Pant. We all saw KL Rahul proved his worth in Champions Trophy. But you can see his form in IPL now. I mean, he is in red-hot form. Shubman Gill was appointed vice-captaincy, and you can see his captaincy in Gujarat Titans. Akshar Patel was preferred as the vice-captain of the T20 team of India, and you can see where his team is right now, Delhi Capitals. Hardik Pandya was taken off as he was not the captain nor the vice-captain for India in any format, and you can see where his team is. I don't blame him, but still, a lot of Gautam Gambhir's decisions make sense in the long run. What I noticed for KKR was Narayan and Russell's fielding. Russell has been bowling much this season. His batting has not been up to the par. Caribbean cricketers are pretty much like Brazilian footballers. They're the equivalent of Brazilian football players. They have that swagger. They have that magic touch. When they're at their peak, they look the best in the world. It's like they're effortlessly doing everything. But because of their lifestyle and because of the injuries, their peak doesn't last for as long as we think it should. Then the dip in form just comes so bad, it starts looking ugly. Today, Narayan and Russell dropped easy catches. They were fielding horribly. You could see that, and which is why Russell is also not bowling that much. The pitch helped Narayan, but Narayan hasn't been that effective as a bowler this season. So that's what I noticed, that Caribbean cricketers are the equivalent of Brazilian footballers. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section down below. The turning point. I don't think there was much of a turning point. Right from the get-go, CSK pretty much thought they were lost. Their body language, their mindset looked like they had already accepted the defeat. But the real problem with Chennai is their mentality, their thinking. So if you put each team as a phone brand, compared to it, CSK is like Nokia. They haven't done anything wrong. They're just doing what worked for them in the past. But it's just not good enough for the future or the current scenario. Man of the match. This game was so bad that there was not a specific turning point or a man of the match. That's how you know the game was terrible. So that's it for today's post-match analysis. Let's get on to the preview for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Lucknow Super Giants versus Gujarat Titans. That's what the first game. And the second game is Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Punjab Kings. So LSG versus GT. Looks good on the paper. I think it'll be a competitive game. But GT's discipline and meticulous bowling would just, I think, be enough for them to win, regardless of when they bowl. will be enough to win the game for Gujarat Titans. The score would be about, because it's Ekana, I think 170, 180, and the prediction is, regardless of any scenario, Gujarat Titans winning the game tomorrow again. Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Punjab Kings. They both have a good batting lineup, but Punjab has been in form. Shreyas Iyer is a better captain. Loopholes that Punjab has in their bowling lineup. I think Hyderabad could try to take an advantage of that and try to score a good total, bat freely, try to get back in form. It's still not too late. So even if they post a good total, and then they come up to bowl against Punjab to defend their score, Mohammad Shami and Pat Cummins could try to defend it in the power play. Then a little bit of few overs by Zishan in the middle overs. But then they don't have another pacer or a good spinner who can be penetrative and completely defend the whole game. Punjab Kings has a very, very deep batting lineup, even if Stoinis and Maxwell aren't in form. So regardless of the score, I think Punjab would easily be able to chase it. Now let's assume if Punjab's batting first. On this wicket, with the batting lineup like Punjab, they will definitely put an above par total. And we all know Hyderabad is not that good at chasing. They're already under pressure in the batting lineup. So that would be the worst case scenario. Score is going to be about 200 to 220. My prediction is Punjab winning. So I'll end it for now. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put these predictions of my IPL every time on my Instagram stories, so do go follow me on my Instagram as well. I post a few interesting reels over there as well about few key points or key players, and a lot more cricket content is going to be coming up every day. So do not forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. I assure you, you won't be disappointed. So that's it for today's video, guys. I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys. Take care.